United versus Tottenham. That was a great game. But before we even get into it, Sesko should have scored that last goal. What the hell was he doing?
Yeah, not everybody is
I mean, I
firing
get
on
that,
all cylinders.
yeah,
But
I get that you guys won, but that last action
yeah.
by the goal, but no one is obscuring. You are there by yourself. You got to put that one in. But Chester played against Tottenham and Aston Villa too. So right now, Manchester is sitting at the fourth position, 44 points.
Yep.
They're just 3 points from Aston Villa. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the real battle right there.
Yeah, so, well, and we talked about it earlier on the season as well of Villa. We were almost talking about who's getting that final fourth slot because the top three were unspoken. And I believe that I had said, someone can clip it up if they want to, motherfucker. But I was like, I do not think that Aston Villa is guaranteed. They have a very slight squad.
Yeah.
When we've said that as well. When their starting 11 is out, it's a great starting 11. Yeah. When everyone's fit, when everyone's in form, it is a starting 11 that is a top 4 starting 11 in terms of the quality that they bring. But unlike the other big 6 sides, they just don't have much of the bench behind them to make up for that. And you have to, if you're going to make a legitimate bid, both long term as the top 6 have been doing, minus Spurs. It's a big 5, I guess now. Come on, man. It's getting bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like so. I figured that they were going to slip a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the top, the third and fourth slot, I think now are potentially anybody's.
Yeah, that does a lot. That's right. To be honest,
Villa will have European football next season, though. That is guaranteed. They're not going to fall that far, but I don't believe it's not guaranteed anymore. Like it felt like it that it was Champions League anymore, which is fine because I think that they are going to. I mean, Villa and Lyon are by far the favorites to win the Europa League.
Yeah.
And if you're Villa, you've got European history, not a ton, but you have it, and most English sides can't say that. Hell, if you take home the European silverware this year.
That's a good That's a
and you almost think about it this way, because if you win the Europa League, you come up to the Champions League spots. You're like, what if I just want to stay where I am and get another one next year? Because that's how good their squad is.
Yeah,
they're not guaranteed the top 4. They're still great underdogs in Champions League football. But hell, man, I can't think of any other squads in Europe that can hold a candle to them at the Europa League level. So if they'd played their cards right and stayed top 5 and didn't do too much.
Plus, with that money,
back to back European champion. I don't know.
They can probably with that money get some guys in too if no one comes for their squad.
Yep,
obviously. But that's a great season. You win it, you get guaranteed for Champions League. You are still in the league next year. You get more money, more attention. You can get more players too. Then you can really work your way into being a serious contender.
Yeah, I think that this new Champions League format really fast. Hurts clubs like them where there's no relegation system for it because they feel like a club that could kind of like Roma did. AC Milan's done it before as well, consistently trickling out of Champions League going into the Europa League and then ripping everybody apart in the knockout rounds. But unfortunately you can't do that now.
That's true.
That's true. Sucks to be Aston Villa at that point.
When you look at that United team, what does that tell you? Do you feel like next year, if they ever, obviously, it looks like if they keep having this run of form, it looks like they will be in Champions League next year. What will be players that they need? Because obviously, the back line, they probably need some fresh guys in. And when I looked them playing, when they played against Tottenham, they played very well. Very well. The forwards, they're playing with such ease, and to me the indication of how good or how synchronized or how much cohesion exists in the team is the ability of players or individual players to express themselves. When I saw Martinelli at the end, Arsenal, he was trying to do that pirouette. I was like, he's feeling himself.
Right.
When I see Bruno Fernandes attempting a Rabona. Yeah. Like he's feeling himself. Yeah. That's how, for me, that's the indication that they are here to play.
That was what Ruben Amorim was doing, like a fucking idiot. Like Fernandes is not a player that you sit back deep like that. That's true. He's not pacey. So if he's in the attacking build-up, he's central.
Yeah.
You don't have him out running the wings. That was never part of the discussion. I don't know if maybe he assumed that because people were saying that he needed to be a bit more attacking, that he said, well, no, he's not that fast. So clearly he's more box to box, if anything, but I see him as needing protection for my back line that I only have 3 people now because my wing backs are up by my full backs. So I need, it's like, no, you created that scenario in which he feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So if you just keep that 4-man back and you can allow for Dalot and Shaw to come up a little bit more, but like Manu and Casemiro are behind him.
Yep.
He's not having to worry about using pace to get through because Cunha and Mbeumo and Diallo are, if anything, using all their pace there. He's in a lucky position where he's not having to be that physical.
Yeah.
He's not needing to track back that much. He can just be focusing on being creative, and that's what he excels at.
Yeah.
And that's a skill set that really does hold the longest in terms of what football players can continue to do as they age.
Even when you look at Dalot took more shots, he's more engaged, he's more in there, he's tracking back, which is crazy. Now the question is like, I wonder why managers are so rigid sometimes to implement their system when they know if you can't implement it right away, you got to do with what you have. And even Arteta, when he came to Arsenal, it was not like that. He took some time to build that, because you can't just be rigid. Because at the end of the day, if he was rigid at that beginning, I don't think he would have made it that far to have the keys to be trusted.
We've talked about that as well, where like it's this new thing. It's like it's something that Pep created when Pep was doing well, but it's like, yeah, of course he's going to keep doing what he's doing in a strict regimen when it's going well. But like all these other managers, I think that they can just sort of cut in line and say, oh, well, if Pep's doing that, then I can do that. It's like, no, because he built a squad. He inherited a pretty good squad as well. He inherited Premier League winners before he even stepped foot there.
Even Bayern.
Yeah. So and Barcelona. So he's always inherited great squads and had free money.
Yeah.
And he's don't get me wrong, he's handled the personnel well. He's made great signings until the last 4 years or so at every club he's been to. But yeah, Ruben, you've got to do the other things around what Pep did to be able to act like Pep and say, this is my system, get in or get out. It's like, well, I'm not getting out. You get out, Ruben.